Tease that hair, bitch. Tease that. Hi, I'm Jacob.
Hi, I'm Winnie.
Wait,
Hi,
I'm
Winnie.
Jacob Grens. I forgot what we're doing.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jacob
Do it again.
Grens. Let's just do it in different voices every time. No, I'm done. That's my introduction.
And I'm Winnie Stone.
And this is Come On
In, Queens.
How are you? I'm so excited that I'm talking normally and I don't have a lisp other than my lisp.
Yeah, you're sibilant S, but not a
Sibilant. You called it
S.
sibilant again. It's sibilant.
Sibilant.
No, wait. Did I get it wrong? Sibilant. Sibilant.
Sibilant.
Sibilant.
Sibilant
It's
S.
sibilant S.
Sibilant.
Sibilant.
Somebody Google that.
I'm Googling it.
Oh, shit. Wait.
Sibilant S, yes. And you went to S school.
S clinic.
Sibilant, yes. I was right. You're wrong.
Okay, then what's sibilant?
I don't know. Psilocybin. It's the mushrooms.
Wow.
Wow. We got off to a real great start, though. I'm in a different spot. Look.
You are.
Yeah, Jeremy's working.
Yeah. We got to get you out on the porch this summer.
Okay.
Just get you,
get me on
amongst
the porch.
The plants.
You mean when we film? Got it, understood.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you?
Well, maybe next week you will be because you'll be in Palm Springs.
Oh, yes. Next week I will be.
Well, 2 weeks.
Or 2 weeks will be whatever episode we're on then in Palm Springs. We have to try to stay on time today because we're going to watch 2 Kill Bill movies back to back. They've made it one movie, is what Tyler told me.
Yeah, I guess it's like there's like an extra scene. It's not completely mixed together or anything, but I think there are scenes spliced in different ways, sprinkled throughout. I don't know.
Good.
I'm excited though. I love it. I love both of them. I always have.
It's been a long time since I saw them, so I'm excited.
It's been a while.
Remember them, and then there's nothing better than sitting for 5 hours.
At like arguably the most uncomfortable theater in Chicago.
At the most uncomfortable. It's beautiful music box.
The music box is for like nostalgia and like the kitsch of it all, but that also means it's terribly uncomfortable and it's like airline seats with your knees like in your chin.
The Sound of Music sing-along, which I've gone to many years in a row, is always at Music Box. It's so fun. And they did a Drop Dead Gorgeous screening one time. This is where I saw, or like Matt and I weren't really friends at the time. We just like knew each other. And I saw him dressed up and I was like, we were very few people dressed up to the Drop Dead Gorgeous thing, which I was so shocked. And
what did he dress up as? What did you dress up as?
He came in as Lynette with the cigarette. Or
the beer can.
No, I think the beer can attached to his hand.
No, Lynette, yeah.
Oh my God, I don't remember. I'll have to ask him. Lynette. Then
I would kill someone for the nicotine under their fingernails.
And my friends and I dressed up as the talent show with the red, white, and blue outfits, the white short shorts, and blue paint on our asses.
Of course.
I chose
you and your little Twinkie friends.
Oh my God, already dropping the F-bomb several times. Should we start our recap of episode 8? A queen never comes off her throne. That was said by Candiace.
I never know the names.
I know. Well, good thing you have me here.
For real.
So we open up in the turret. Candiace and Rob are there. We get some tension and some awkward times. Just a stare down. What do you think?
I thought it was great. Candiace says as much, like she wants to come for him, but she knows it's not going to work. So she definitely like downplays it, which is less fun TV. But I don't know. I
think that, like what she said was that tears or temper or anything is not going to work with Rob. She knows that if she does any sort of like reaction, it's not going to work with him. And he's going to use it. And she says that again later, which we'll get to. But it was interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's again like these housewives come in here. They are performative on the housewives. They're not on the Traitors. They don't need to be because they're not put on the show necessarily to like create conflict and to say shitty things to each other. That's what they are on the housewives to do. So yeah, I mean,
I forget you don't watch the housewives, or you do, or you just know certain ones.
I watched the first few seasons of New Jersey, New York, Beverly Hills, and Atlanta. Atlanta's Hands down my favorite. But Phaedra famously made up claims that Candy date raped her employees. So they're all awful.
Candy or Candiace?
Candy. Phaedra and Candy were on the same season together.
Candy Burruss?
Yeah.
Okay. That's quite a accusation.
And Dorinda's an active alcoholic.
In the club, don't think I'm not. Yeah, they really I love that song.
Yeah.
They really have or she has not drank. Dorinda has not drank.
I don't think
they give them
allow
alcohol.
Them. But they don't allow them very much, right? Like it's just
no. I feel like they have a whole bar.
See, I feel
think about. I think Rob was like mixing a drink earlier this season. Like when Parv did the Murder in Plain Sight, they had like a bunch of booze out.
I think it's not enough to get them drunk, and here's why. I'm basing it only off of Love Island and the fact that there could be like sexual harassment that happens or any kind of like bad behavior if they get drunk, which I found made Love Island in US a little bit sterile in comparison to UK because they didn't let them smoke. They don't let them drink that much. They really don't let them have sex, although they can. It's just... I don't know. I think on the shows, they don't really allow them to get drunk.
We have got to get a traitor on the show because these are the questions I want to know. Because I think because it is such a... It's not... I don't watch the love shows, but I'm assuming they're a little more... We're back here. You're by the pool. You're by the hot tub. We're sort of like spying on you. Mm-hmm. Traitors is like we're in a room.
Yeah.
This is not a set that they built. This is a castle. So, like, these are, like, real rooms that were, like, the producers are right there. I don't know. I feel like there's, like, more opportunities to be, like... I don't know that they're that worried about the traitors getting drunk. They're all much more adult. Most of the traitors are older people. I think that Dorinda's people were just like, you do not pick up one fucking drink while you're there, girl.
Every time. She's starting... When she starts drinking, oh my God, I'm sure people said that about us. She's starting. And then just...
There's this, maybe I told it already. One night, I used to do Night of 100 Drag Queens at Sidetrack, which is a fundraiser they do every year.
Yeah.
And it was like the third year I did it. And I just got absolutely hammered. There's video evidence of it out there. Because we did some sort of like group dance or something. And I am just obliterated.
Cloud.
But I remember it's one of those like moments of like a light bulb that you can remember even though you were blackout.
Do you come to in your body?
Yes, because I walked out of Sidetrack and I just immediately crumpled to the ground. Like I tripped over my heel or whatever and was just like on the ground. I just heard some gay or queen, somebody in the distance go, there she goes.
There she goes. She's starting.
She's starting. There
I would come to sometimes with a burrito next to me in bed. Salacious. But anyway, so Andy, who's Andy? Alan comes in to the turret. He's like, I sense some awkwardness. Candiace was like, oh, is that what you sense? It was a little bit awkward, but here's the thing. Is that at this point, Candiace, I feel like, kind of knows her fate. Like she knows what's going to happen next. She's just going to take him down with her. She doesn't care. She's like, if I'm going down, you're coming with me, babe. Like, I'm going to put suspicion on you, whether it sticks or not, we'll see. But she's sort of like having the standoff with him. And she knows that people aren't going to come for Rob. They're too hypnotized by him. She says it several times in the episode. They would drink.
What did she say? They would drink his bathwater.
That's an image. Would you drink his bathwater, Winnie?
No, and I'm going to say this because you've said it a few times, and I'm like actually quite proud of myself that and there's evidence on this podcast that I was not dickmatized by him from the start, and I'm still not. I actually think the like sort of like puppy dog faces and stuff he pulls are like actually take him down a notch for me. Like in those, like I feel like if I were there in person, he could charm me maybe like with his words and stuff, but those, I don't know, that like precious moments face that he has is just sort of like, okay, girl. And so the fact that I am a big fan of him on this show and his gameplay, I feel very strong in it because I don't think that I am hypnotized or dickmatized or I want to drink his bathwater.
I believe
I
you.
just genuinely think he's like bringing a game to the show that we don't often see because it's hard to game the show.
Yeah, it's okay. You're going against our brand. It's fine. I'm sticking with our brand, which is the women should always win, and you're going in a different direction. It's okay. We can disagree. It's not satisfying for me. It's not. I don't care how good he's playing. It's just kind of like Winners at War. Tony's a great game player. Wasn't satisfying that he won. Wasn't satisfying.
There is just something different about this. Because I am the same way. I'm like,
really
I don't
want
give a
you
shit
to think
if you're
hard
good.
about what is different. The girl who likes pretty. You're gonna say that has no influence over your value being
no,
pretty.
Because every time you can see a little peek of his awful tattoos, I'm like skeeved out. Like, I don't want to be rooting for the straight white man. I really do not. But like, I am just every step of the way, I am impressed with the way he handles situations, the way he in the moment is able to react. And we know that he's like actually intimidated by like Lisa's reaction and Candiace's reaction. He does not want to be scolded by these women. Like, he definitely crumples like a little bit, but like even in those moments, he's still like, okay, instead of showing that I'm sweating, because I'm just gonna kind of stare this moment down until she crumples, because she kind of does every time. I don't know. I'm impressed, but not for the reasons that you bitches want to say I am.
Well, Fernando and I both got the ick last night, so I'm not alone. We were both feeling the ick for Rob. It's just something has changed for me. I know he's a good guy. Like, he was actually posting fuck ice this week or like things about that. And he's a good guy.
It's like a decent human.
He's a decent human being. And it's a game. However, it's never satisfying for me, for the straight guy to be voting out and getting rid of people who are iconic and I'd rather see win. I don't know, and we'll talk about it later. I'm not sure there's a satisfying win for me personally coming up. Natalie would be the only one, but I just don't. It's a tough path for her.
It's a very tough path. I would love for her to win, but I honestly don't see anyone but Rob.
Yeah, I don't either. And that predictability could be fun or not. We'll see. Anyway, so Rob flips it back, tells Candiace that she is not being truthful with him, and basically is like, okay, we get a confessional from Rob, and he's like, okay, I'm going to let him. I didn't catch this. I'm going to let her take Colton out, because Colton last night was coming for Candiace and putting her name out there. I'm going to let her do that. We were just so excited that Colton got murdered by Candiace that I didn't hear that piece until this morning. I'm like, smart. He's very smart.
Very smart. No, and that was so brilliant, because you're like, oh, he's getting rid of one of his chess pieces. But he's like, no, he's placating Candiace by letting her do that because she's so adamant and she's not thinking ahead, because in hindsight, that is what got her out. Because it was like she toppled that. Her only argument was Rob fumbling with his fork, and his very easy explanation was, my friend was murdered.
That was her first argument.
This up right now.
Yeah, but we'll get to it. You're already jumping to the end. I don't care if you do. You get mad at me when I do that. So I'm just pulling you back. Let's see. So Alan was like, we knew this was going to happen, right? Because we're so savvy with games that they're going to either recruit or they're going to murder. They're not going to be able to agree. It feels like maybe they edited it a little bit because there was no back and forth at all on whether they would recruit. It was just like, no, we're going to murder.
I think they both were like, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. They're not going to be able to agree. Yeah, we're already unraveling. There's nothing that's going to benefit Candiace. There's nobody at this point that's going to benefit Rob. It's just like, let's stay the two of us. And they know now that it's going to be one of them that goes next, I think. So the short list for murder was Steven, Colton, and Natalie. And we were like, please don't murder Natalie. I'm with you on the unceremonious nature of the murders now. Like, even though we despised Colton, it was so anticlimactic to see him go out in that way. It's like,
so it'd be so great to see his, like, what would his, like, wimpy little pathetic speech be on his way out. Like, I can't believe that you guys would turn on me a faithful.
Yeah, I
like,
love that you just called him wimpy. That's such a like 90s term. What a wimp. Wimp.
yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
I
no, we
agree.
were robbed of that. He
We
just
were
walks
robbed of
into a
it.
room and sees an envelope on a freaking chair. It's so boring. They have to come up with something better.
I think that next week they're hinting towards, jumping way ahead, they're hinting towards another murder maybe in plain sight. I think they should stick with the murders in plain sight because it is like they're giving them a moment. The people who get banished, they get a fucking moment. They get a moment. Yeah. It's memorable. But going out on a murder, they don't get their moment.
Let's help these producers.
Let's help them.
An idea. Much like, I'm just like, I don't know why I'm thinking this, but how on like The Bachelor or Bachelorette, they come in on the limo and they meet like the Bachelor, Bachelorette or whatever, which I only know because I love the show Unreal.
Oh, Unreal. Oh my God, we have to talk about that as well. I love that fucking show.
Love it so much. And so, okay, every night when the faithfuls are heading out, every single one has to go out from the front and get into their car to go to their hotel, right?
Yes.
They have...
As opposed to what they would have you believe that they're going up the steps to a room in the castle. Yes.
They have Fergus standing there. And most nights you go and he says, good night. And then you go, okay, good night. And you get in your car and you go away. But the one who's getting murdered, and so no one knows, everyone has to go through this. The one who's getting murdered, right as they pass him, he puts his hand out and stops them. And then the traitors come out from around the corner and reveal themselves. And we get to have this moment where they're like, I'm murdered and you're the traitors? What? And that's how every episode starts or ends or whatever. Like, that'd be cool.
I think
I want to see them learn who the traitors are. And I want to give them a moment to tell us, like, man, my game fell because of this, and good game. I can't believe you just killed me. Okay, well, good night, or whatever. I just want to see more.
Or they meet the traitors and then they act out a ritualistic murder right in front of our eyes like Dragula. We've said that before. Why not? The show's campy enough. Just act out a murder. Wait, it reminded me when you said Ferguson. Do you remember when we went to the Traitors drag brunch? The drag king did Fergus and did Fergie Ferg.
Your uncle or something.
Your uncle, yes. Yeah. Fergie Ferg. I don't know the rest of the song.
Fergalicious definition.
Yeah. It was
fantastic. That was the best part of the whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with you. God, what a anticlimactic end to Colton's run on the show. That he was such a villain, so hated, and then he
got to have the last word of saying, "Good game, Candiace." Like he knew it was Candiace, and you're like,
and he did. But that's besides the point. He also thought it was Steven with his beady eyes. Okay, so let's cut to breakfast. Eric says that he thinks there are only 2 traitors left. Johnny adds that if they did recruit, it's probably going to be somebody that's not as light, which I thought was a good point. Oh, Jesus. Did you hear him sneeze?
Jeremy's always trying to make a cameo.
He will do anything. He said probably not somebody who would be likable, because the traitor wants to get the person eliminated right away, the traitor. So Johnny's playing. I really think Johnny's playing the game. He's got some good points. They don't sometimes come together, but...
Which, honestly, I thought that was kind of a dumb argument because, yes, you want someone who is going to maybe take the fall before you, but if you get a traitor in there and get them out the next round table or the next one after that, you're going to have to recruit again. So, like, maybe don't do that, you know? Like, maybe get someone that will stick around for a little bit, but also maybe have a little suspicion, but also, like, love you enough that would never want to turn against you.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much everyone left on the
I agree.
For Rob.
Remember, they've got 3, 2... They don't have very many banishments to get through. They're like towards the end of the game, so it's like
that's true. I
don't know, you want to start getting maybe suspicion on, like you said, they know it's a man now, like they have to know it's a man. So get suspicion on another one of these men. That's a great move for you. But yeah, so Dorinda says that she just thought she was defeated last night because Lisa went out and she was having a fun girls trip weekend with her, just shooting the shit, having a girls trip. They're out here.
In her outfit, which we agree was equal. Dorinda's outfit.
I can't remember it. Describe it.
we agreed that it was both heinous and awesome. I love that she had like the colorful scarf with like, and if you notice like all the little colors she had like tied into the scarf in her like massively fake blue eyes.
Do you think those are color corrected contacts?
Mama, people are not born with eyes that color. You should know.
I have brown eyes.
I know you do.
I did try color contacts, but the thing with brown eyes is that you look crazy when you put color contacts in.
I know.
I know.
I've dated a few guys that I'm like, we're breaking up because you refuse to wear your normal eye color. And it looks insane.
It not only looks insane, it's insane. It's uncomfortable to wear them because there's an additional layer on there, and they're like, I already want to rip contacts out. Color contacts are even more uncomfortable in your eyes.
Really? Well, I only know those because
I don't know. I've always had beautiful eyes.
Well, and I've only ever worn contacts that were specifically to do like Halloween colors and shit.
Yeah. Well, those are even worse, right?
Yeah, I loved in drag doing like a big black eye, like a big like mini sclera.
Yeah,
sclera.
Wow.
Anyway,
well, I mean, I have to.
Dorinda looked great.
Dorinda looked great.
Her outfit was ugly and beautiful.
Ugly and beautiful, and that's what we want to see. And my girl Maura, she's coming out of the woodwork. She's starting to play. It has seemed. I don't want to compare her to Gabby Wendy because Gabby was at this point, I think she was really playing. Like, she was good. Maura has seemed to be like not knowing what is going on anytime. I think she's starting to like come up, or maybe they're just editing her in a little bit more that people are going away. I feel like the Traitors does that, right? They kind of make people purple in the beginning to make way for the bigger personalities, and as they start to go, they're like, okay, we got to bring this other person up. But Maura,
Mark, I feel like Mark is getting much more.
Mark is too. Kristen,
screen time and stuff.
Steven is not getting much, but he's getting more.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, Maura brings up Candiace. She's the first one on to Candiace, really, because she's like, it was weird that vote that came back to haunt her that she threw away to Rob. And of course, none of them can fathom that White Savior could be a traitor.
That sweet man, Kristen says. That sweet man.
And it's so crazy to me. You see it, that they're saying we got to change up our thing. It's not who we think it is. It's not. And then they're like, but we're not going to think of the quiet, smart, strategic guy at all. Okay.
Who's only really spoken up when the traitor gets out.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless Candiace for taking out Colton on her way out. God bless. That was satisfying to me. I was like...
Satisfying, but also a notch in her column of bad gameplay.
Why? Well, but she does...
Because it was just dumb. That was out of pettiness. That was out of punishing Rob. Because doing that led to her demise.
Yeah.
She might have found another way to stay had it not been for Colton, his fallen soldierness of it all.
I have to say, we were talking about outfits a little bit earlier. Alan does come out looking like your grandma's couch.
But I loved it. It was like painterly, but that hair, Mama, that hair was like he stuck his finger in a light socket.
Mad Professor.
Yeah. But I liked the suit. I liked like the paint daubs.
Okay, we'll give you that. I love that Tara and Johnny had a little moment outside or after the breakfast.
Yes, they're so cute.
They're like, oh my God, we're still here. How are we still here? But who the fuck is it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Tara's like, I'm so bad at this game. How am I still here? And I'm like, because you're bad at this game, you're still here. That's an unfortunate part of the Traitors. I'm shaking the table. That's an unfortunate part of the Traitors, isn't it? That a lot of times, because you're not good at the game, you're drug along. But I mean, that can happen in
Survivor, remember like the Royal for last season or the season before? They got drugged to the end and like won, like was one of the winners.
Yeah, the Lord Ivor or whatever.
Yeah.
And Dolores.
Just like
awful gameplay. Awful. She was voting
well,
for
think
whoever.
if Rob doesn't win, someone like Mark is going to be in the finals that win, you know? Like someone
I know, that's
sort
why
of
I'm like, it's not a satisfying win for me. Either direction would go. But I mean, I'm obviously going to tip the Traitors' way because I do think we haven't gotten that since Suri. in the US Traitors, where we have a traitor at the end with the Faithfuls and
Not
winning.
one.
No, the Faithfuls have won the last 2 seasons.
Sorry, Queen.
I mean, Queen, can we pause to just like recognize that the Sun, whatever the fucking Sun is, that publication put out that there's an All-Stars Traitors coming season 6. Did we not call it?
Like literally like 2 days before. And that morning I posted the reel about us talking about All-Stars that Lisa Rinna commented on and had a conversation with herself.
Commented on? Oh my God, I died a little bit.
But then like a couple hours later, our friend was like, oh, look at this article. And it was like, producers are already talking about All-Stars.
And all the people that we would have named to be on there are coming back, right?
I mean, it's so smart, and it's also the trajectory of these shows.
Yeah. I saw in the comments people being like, it's too early. It's not too early. It's not too early. Season 5 of Survivor's All-Stars was great.
Mama, let me introduce you to this place we live in. It's called late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
And if you have an IP that is working, you are meant to drive it into the ground.
Into the ground.
And so we're going to have a celebrity trader season. We're going to have a normie trader season. And then we're going to have an all-star trader season. And there will always be a traders on the television. And Alan Cumming is going to become very, very rich.
Yeah. Because that's what the challenge does well, is they made their own All-Stars brand of the challenge. And that, I wish Survivor would have taken note from that. They don't want to do it. But, like, give the people an All-Stars, like, once a year or more. And Drag Race,
you do 2 seasons a year.
Yeah, just do it as a different, like, it could be a different host. But, of course, we know Jeff would never do that. But it could be a different host. He doesn't have to do it.
But I mean, but Drag Race does it. We loved it until now it's just another churned out thing where it's like, All-Stars, you mean all anybody?
You mean they'll let anybody on and then set up for somebody to win after the 3rd time playing, 4th time playing? So, I mean, before we go to the challenge, we start to really understand that Rob and Candiace are fully going for each other. I don't know if we knew that even before. It seemed like maybe they could pull it together. Maybe they could. Rob wouldn't continue to go for her. He said that he wanted to win the game with her. I don't know if that's true. But they're fully going for each other. Anything else?
I think
we go to that fun little challenge.
I think and we said this at the beginning too, that, wow, this turret's really going to make it far, we think, because they were like in lockstep and they wanted to work together. And I do believe if Lisa didn't sort of put all the suspicion on her and then Candiace took that personally and was mad at Rob, like had they really meshed better and played further and kept the suspicion off of them, I do think that Rob, even if it would just be for white savior reasons, you know, of like, I want to look like a good guy, I think he would have stuck with them just to be like, yeah, I don't, because honestly, they still know that ultimately it's like with Drag Race, it's what you do outside of the show. So like, yes, this money would be great and everything, but it's about taking the opportunity and making your money elsewhere. So splitting the prize pot with other traders isn't that crazy of a thing. You know what I mean? Like the idea of that is not so scary that you're like, well, shit, I don't want to split the money, because it's like, that's not where the money's going to be made, honey.
No.
The money's going to be made in the brand deals that you're hawking on Instagram, which they all are, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. We've got Taco Bell commercials, Arby's,
Sonic, Arby's.
We've got all the franchises on board. Anyway, the challenge is fun, right? I mean, I was like, oh God, here we go with another fucking challenge. But it was actually very funny when I watched it this morning. Fun. They really committed to it. So just to explain it, they split up in 3 teams. One team has to go to an art gallery, and then the 2 other teams have to recreate paintings that are in the art gallery, but they only get a little blurb of text about what the painting is. And the people in the art gallery have to guess by a photo that's taken what the painting is that they're recreating. And also in the gallery room, they find out that there will be a shield. So there's a chance for them to get a shield. So that's the challenge. I was hesitant, but then as soon as they started acting out the paintings, I was in, especially with the red team, Dorinda, Maura, Natalie, and Tara.
Yes. Somebody said in our group, I think it might have been Jeremy, that like they love just like humiliating these celebrities.
Yeah.
But the truth is like, I watch as somebody who watches Big Brother, and they like first episode put everyone in spandex and shit. Like, that's humiliating. This was absolutely not. They could have done as little or as much as they wanted to. I thought it was so fun. I thought it was so fun for us to watch, and I want them to do more stuff like that. It was so much more interesting watching that than other shit that they've done.
I think they need to either go full camp like this or actually have stakes around the shield that makes it like the casket challenge that they did earlier in the season where they had to put the coffin into the casket of the person they wanted to unshield, or like the one where they had to stab like there were some challenges that I felt were like high stakes, and then they should mix them in with these like super campy challenges.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun because and funny. Like, it makes us laugh.
The people that they sent to the gallery were like, who do we not give a shit if they have a shield? Rob, Kristen, and Mark.
Right.
I love that Rob kept getting it totally wrong.
Yeah.
Is that a pig's head?
I know. It was so
That's
funny.
That's definitely a horse. Definitely.
That's definitely a horse with the cow jacket.
With Candiace's hand underneath it.
Yeah. Pulling on the horse's what? Pulling on the horse's what, Rob? Anyway, yeah, I love the team of Dorinda, Tara, Maura, and Natalie. And then Johnny, Eric, Candiace, and Steven. They're really struggling, but I don't know if it was their fault or if it was the people guessing. But yeah, Eric had a funny moment where they were like, he was pretending to be a baby. And then it goes back to them and they're like, it could be a severed pig's head. Baby or pig's head. That's the debate. Go. How dare you call her little cutie a piggy pig?
He's like, did you just call me a dismembered pig? No. We called you a decapitated pig.
Right. And in this, too, Kristen finds a shield. I don't know if that'll be consequential.
Yeah, which is so anticlimactic.
Yeah, she's like, knocks out the back of the painting. There's a shield. Got it.
Great. No one's going to murder you anyway.
Great. Nobody's murdering you. Anything else about the challenge?
No, the girls had such a good time, and they did a really good job. Like, they
got
were, they were more perceptive. However, tree out of tree. I will say that the team that didn't win all of them, Johnny's team, they did get more confusing descriptions. Like the one about the traitors, arguing. It said like they were arguing, and then the painting was them standing around.
Right, I did notice
doing no arguing at all.
They did get a little bit shortchanged there.
Yeah.
With the prompts. And Steven, Mr. Director Steven, was stepping in and staging it. He was getting the character placement right. He was getting everything right. And no, they couldn't guess that.
No, they couldn't guess it.
Okay, so want to go after the challenge. We have the before the roundtable conversation. I don't know what else to call it other than that, where they go into rooms and they start strategizing, and we get Johnny telling Eric that Colton thought it was Candiace, and he also says that Colton thought it was Steven. I love that they're still holding up Colton as this like oracle.
Like, well, he did get that 1 out of 5 right.
Yeah, he got 1 out of 5 right, remember?
Let's not forget that he was throwing everyone against the wall and waiting to see who stuck, and it just happened to be Lisa.
Yeah, it just happened to. And then we have Dorinda's theory. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just noticing that much like the scene of when they showed Johnny in the castle, and he's got the picture of Tara framed next to his bed. In your frame right now, you have a picture of you behind you.
Oh my God, it's a picture of me.
No, the other side.
My baby. Oh, it's my favorite picture of my little boy.
Yes, we love Finn.
It's funny. Picture of myself. Dorinda starts the theory that Lisa on the last challenge put the gold rocks into Steven's basket out of nowhere. And she's like, that was kind of suspicious.
Which, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, they're looking for anything. Yeah, I get it.
I think that was that was a smart observation, because it wasn't at the time that Lisa did it because she was mad at Rob and didn't want to help him. So she was like, nah, I'll just give it to you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it seemed like at the time it was just like, I'm giving up. I don't care.
I don't want to carry this over there.
She also wanted to try, I think, to sway Steven's vote away from her, maybe. Curry favor, if you will.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But then, okay, my favorite scene in the episode last night was we had Steven and Candiace in a room, and they're like turning people away, which always is a little bit suspicious. They're like, can you give us 2 minutes? And then how is it not suspicious that Rob comes in and says, hey, Steven, get lost. Candiace and I have to talk.
And I'll tell you why. Because Steven was the only one opposite that interaction, and he was just like, all right, I'm gonna go finish my food. He wasn't thinking strategically at all. It didn't even occur to him. He was just like, oh yeah, sure, no, yeah, you want to talk too.
Yeah.
As where Dorinda saw them be like, could you give us a minute? And she's like, well, that's a tell.
That is a tell. Yeah. But anyway, so then we get a little showdown between the two of them. And I think, again, Candiace knows that she's going to go out, but she is going to put a mark on Rob. And she's going to do it without being like, because he's like, that's not good sportsmanship. She's not going to she can't come out and say he's a traitor.
He did not know that. And I absolutely agree. And I think that was the correct response, was just like, the game is called Traitors, Candiace.
Yeah.
That's not good sportsmanship to threaten me that you're going to out me. Like, come on. I thought it was, again, pretty smooth. I thought it was pretty good. Because that definitely catered to the side of her that does want to not just be a total burn it all down.
Yeah.
There's things that he could have said that would have made her be like, I'm fucking coming for you. But she was just like, okay, well, you do your thing and I'm going to do my thing.
Yeah, but she also knows that emotion is not going to play well with Rob, so she's keeping it tight. She knows how to deal with these type of men. He's not a type of man, I shouldn't say that. She knows how to deal with men, straight men, and she knows that the emotion is going to not work with him, but also she starts to catch on. She's like, so my name came up, and it came up from Colton. So when did you hear it from Colton? Was it last night, or when was the name that came up? Because she's like, you're using Colton to get Lisa and I out. And Lisa, I have heard in her interviews, which it was so wild to see her on Rob Has a Podcast and to see her on our Survivor podcasts. Yes. She did the made the rounds to the regular ones. Yeah,
interview the day after. Yeah.
The exit interview. Yeah. I was like, great though. It was so cool. It's
nice.
A mixture of worlds. Yeah. And she was saying the same thing. She thought that Rob was using Colton as a mouthpiece to get Colton to go after Lisa without having to go after Lisa herself. So Candiace is sort of repeating that too. And I bet that's going to come out at the reunion.
Huh.
Because her whole thing is how long has this been happening? You were getting Colton to go after Lisa, now you had Colton go after me, and then you let me murder him so that it would be very convenient that he's not around anymore.
Yeah.
So she puts it all together right now. Moving on.
Can't.
Let's go to the round table. First of all, Johnny put Steven's name out. That's the first one, and that kind of went nowhere. It just fell really flat. Steven's like, did anybody else say my name? And it goes quiet.
And it goes quiet. Yeah, he's been able to dispel or deflect any sort of fingers pointing at him, like Natalie at the banquet, this at the round table, by him just being like, no. And then being like, all right.
Okay. Again, I feel like there's a pattern.
Yeah, pretty white boy. That's not a reflection of real life at all.
Right. And before we get into the main event of Rob v. Candiace, Candiace does bring the point about the fork, which is kind of it was hilarious and didn't really stick. But then she starts to then go into the Colton thing, and Colton is close with Rob, and maybe, Rob was sort of feeding him this stuff to get him on Lisa. And then she said, we came in here yesterday with a plan to get Natalie out. Everybody was unanimous on Natalie. And how did it change to Lisa? And I didn't think there was enough. So I thought her arguments were pretty good here. And then Natalie's like, wait, Tara, you said that? I think it's so funny that they just go instinct on the other person.
Yes, and a lot of people do that, but Natalie is a little more guilty this season about taking things a little personally in the moment. And she says it even later in the episode. She's like, okay, I regret it already.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that.
The main event, Rob versus Candiace. And I mean, it wasn't the fireworks because, again, Rob is waiting to push her so she gets emotional and angry. He says that. And knowing that that's going to discredit her. Wonder why he knows that. And then Candiace is the same. She's like, no, I'm just going to stay calm. I'm going to make my argument. And she does it. Didn't work.
It's just a really flimsy, bad argument.
Yeah. Well, I do. I think the fork argument is flimsy, but I don't think that the Colton argument is quite as flimsy because it's like, again, they're not looking at him because he's quiet, but then all of a sudden he's vocal around Lisa, traitor on traitor.
Yeah, she could have, if she would have said the Colton stuff first, if she wouldn't have been so adamant in this same round table of saying that Rob vote was a throwaway vote. But by the way, I'm so sus of Rob, aren't we? Aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think she's like, let's burn it down. Like, if I'm not going to win, I'm hope that you don't win either. And I mean, I loved Candiace. I think that she got a little overshadowed by Lisa's big personality at points, but I thought she was a great traitor. I think she did well. They, up into this moment, like we said, I thought nobody was going to have suspicion on Candiace or Rob, if not for them falling all apart towards the end. They definitely could have gone farther.
Fell apart due to emotions. And the fact that Candiace felt hurt by or slighted by the Lisa situation. And so she's reacted, and then Rob reacted, and then it all fell apart.
Well, I mean, but also we could say that it was because of Rob. I think it's not exactly fair to pin it all on Candiace that it fell apart. Rob was the one that started coming for Lisa and being vocal. And it may have been a good move, but I think they share equal blame.
Okay.
And it falling apart.
Yeah. Rob and his beard.
Rob and his beard. That was interesting. I don't know. Beard is just the disguise. So I don't know how it was being used.
Sure.
Well, we said it. It was his beard as well. We were like, he's using Colton because Colton's like, oh, this guy's hot.
That's true. Was
that what she was saying, do you think?
I think that...
Why am I blurry?
I don't know. Maybe thumb your camera a little bit. Maybe it's... No, it's like... Okay.
No, fix.
The context that I know of beard is when a gay man uses a woman as like, this is my girlfriend, this is my beard. It's my beard to disguise the fact that I'm gay. I just found it interesting, is all I'll say about that.
Okay. We were like, there was a couple of people wondering if Rob would use the dagger. I think it would have looked guilty, right? And he said before, he's like, I don't need to use it. And also want to hang on to it so I can hold it over people's heads. Basically.
Which is smart. Yeah. And he's also said he only is going to use it to benefit him personally if he feels people are coming for him. No one was coming for him but Candiace. And because even if, I think I said this last week too, even if she didn't get voted out, and he could have gotten her voted out by using the extra vote, it still's like, okay, whatever, I have another week of like needing to get her out or whatever. It's not a big deal. Yeah. He can handle it.
I think, it's as close as we're getting to the immunity idol and Survivor. This is this dagger thing. Because in the biggest part of sometimes in the earlier seasons of Survivor was having the idol so you could use it to intimidate people. A lot of times, like in Cook Islands, Yul didn't play the idol the entire game. He just used it to intimidate other people. And so I think it's a great tactic. I mean, obviously he's playing smart. Do I think it's entertaining? I'm not finding it entertaining. I'm finding it good gameplay, but it's not super entertaining for me. I know that you feel differently, but that's okay. We can have different opinions. You can depart with the Kamana and Queen's brand.
No, I'm excited that this show that doesn't have a lot of dynamic gameplay is having this like great gameplay. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, it's great.
I am entertained.
I recognize I'm entertained more so. I do, but I just am like, it's like the Tony gameplay where it's sort of not satisfying to me to see this guy dominate the game.
But we argued about this too. Tony was so fucking cocky. Tony was so cocky. I don't think Rob's being cocky.
Oh, he is being cocky. What do you mean?
So. I don't think so.
It's being cocky. He's like this, like, oh my God, I'm a chess player. He said something about, well, Candiace has a lot of her pieces on the chessboard missing. I haven't like checkmated her yet. I'm like, fuck off.
I missed that.
Anyway, so because they can't get down to 0 traitors, because the game would be over. We get a you must come and be a traitor. This is a weird part of the game to me, but you must be a traitor or you go home. It's like, is anybody going to choose going home? Like, they're going to choose being a traitor, right?
Yeah, of course. Well, what did Eric say? I've lived as a traitor. I'm gonna die as a traitor. Or no, I've lived as a faithful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die as a faithful. Or could I actually do this?
Yeah, you could.
Eric is cute. He's a very
Entertaining.
nice person. He's a little corny, cheesy.
Yeah.
Boo boo boots.
Boo boo boots. Boo boo boots. But I thought it was interesting. He came in, he thought he was gonna die, and then he gets the recruitment letter and he walks out. And the last person he ever imagined being under there was Rob. And the funny thing, he was like, oh my God, the man with the golden ears. Now he has golden eyes because he can decipher whose handwriting it is.
And I know who this handwriting is.
Johnny Weir. I know it for sure. What?
First of all, that would be the last person I would expect that had that handwriting. I imagine Johnny Weir's handwriting is like beautiful.
Perfect cursive, right? If anybody does cursive anymore, I don't do cursive. I do big block letters.
Is somebody vacuuming?
Jeremy with the blow dryer. All right, so we find out it's Eric, and the last scene we get is, babe, can you close the door? Can't hear me. The blow dryer's in his ear. The last scene we get is Eric reacting to Rob being the traitor. What do you think's next?
I think he has a freak out. I think that Rob lays it on thick about why he chose him, really fluffs him up.
Really fluffs that little fluffernutter.
Little fluffernutter. And then Eric is just like starry-eyed and so elated. He gets him pumped to be a traitor. Eric's like, we're gonna do this. Rob uses him in his, like, I think that while Eric may be smart, so Rob tells us, I think that Rob chose him because he knows that he can manipulate him however he wants. So I do believe that that is going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. And then we'll see from there.
And Rob was saying, if I choose Eric, he might do the same to me that I did to Candiace and Lisa. And I was like,
what?
Does he see something that we don't see? I don't know, but
I would be shocked if we get a confessional from Eric where he's like, well, wait a second. Rob did this with Lisa and did this with Candiace and like really like puts it together like in the way like I think that he may observe that, but not in the way of like, I have to turn these tables. I have to. If he does, more power to him. Eric deserves the win.
Right.
But I just don't see him being that strategic.
I don't either, but Rob is seeing it. But Rob is like strategic. He's like, somebody is going to start putting the pieces together. I'm the most vulnerable I've been in the game because of this. So he's like, somebody's going to start. I want to cut to Natalie figuring that out. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yes. And I think Rob gaming that out to us, to the talking head moments, is also sort of, I think that there's an element with Rob of playing to the cameras, playing to the audience, understanding how a show works. And by saying, sort of fluffing up Eric to us, making it seem a certain way, but then really like thinking like how he's really going to play it. Like I can see an element of like Rob wrapping his head around stuff like that.
Of course. We'll see. I think that as it comes to a close, we know that at the final ceremony, they now don't, if they leave, they now don't say whether, I don't know if they're going to do that again. They don't say whether they're a faithful or a traitor at that final ceremony. At least they didn't last season. So you never know. You're just like, let's just keep getting rid of people.
Right.
So really, the goal would be to get Eric out at the final round table where that will give people some sort of thought that maybe we got the last traitor at that final round table.
But they should know that at that point that there will be 2 traitors.
Yeah, so they probably just want to continue to do what Trishelle and CT did, get it down to the 2 of them.
Right. But I want to tell you a little story about something that happened on Big Brother that kind of pertains to what I was saying about Rob. So the guy who basically like ran the game the whole time, there was this one point where he wanted to get this.
What guy? What season?
Is Derek. And
the police officer guy that was in the last?
Yes.
Okay.
And he wanted, yes, he was in Traitors. Yes. He wanted to get Donnie out, but he knew that Donnie must be a fan favorite because he's like, oh, country boy, that's a really nice guy. But he knew that if he started talking about it openly, that the producers would find some way to get Donnie saved. So he didn't say anything in the confessionals, didn't say anything to any of the players during the whole week. And then at the last minute, rallied the troops and got him out. Because he knew that it would be halted otherwise. So not that that's like necessarily something that could happen on the Traitors, but it's just like interesting thought that like we do live in a world now of all these reality competition shows where people also understand that there's an element of production fuckery.
And they're playing against the producers.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know where I heard it, but someone said if you go back and watch Rob's, was it Love Island?
Yeah, Love Island.
That he was actually gaming that game when it's like not really like a game to game ? I don't know anything about Love Island, but basically they were like, they were like, he was a game player on the Love show.
Yeah, because the idea is to get inside a couple, right? And if you're in a couple, you're safe. If you're single, you're not. So you can like game the people to like you enough that you would continue to be in a couple, even if you don't like them, love them, whatever. There was something I was going to say.
It's true love.
That. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, he's a chess player. Have you watched The Queen's Gambit? I mean, he is 5 steps ahead. I think it is. All right, well, everybody, we're going to go watch 5 hours of Kill Bill.
That's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too.
I wish I had some moments during my weekends where I could actually do some shit that isn't work related and like maybe get my apartment together. But I feel like every weekend is just sucked for everything.
Sucked for everything.
Talking to you, Johnny, and your anniversary hangout.
Yeah, tell him that you suck the life out of everything.
You suck the life out of everything, Johnny.
Yeah, let's say goodbye, everybody. We love you. Thank you for showing up every week to week. We have our loyal listeners and new listeners.
Love you.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe, comment, share. We've had some pretty fun interactions this week with
when Grandpa logged into TikTok. I was like, oh, there's a lot of happening over here. I didn't see it.
People absolutely not listening to me and then commenting with their full chest about like what they are assuming I said when it's like, this is a 30-second reel. If you just listen to it, you would know that's not what I'm saying. But hey, it gave you an opportunity to say, no. Yeah, that's not what I meant.
I got bodied a couple times in the comments as well. It's all part of it. Like...
Yeah, no, we love the debate. It's like, it's a silly show. Who cares? And like, I think that ultimately in the grand scheme of things, we are great at stepping back and seeing what it is for what it is. I'm aware that rooting for the cis white straight male goes against everything I stand for. But when it comes to games like this, I do believe it is gameplay and strategy over everything. When Tony won his season, I said, man, I don't fucking want this guy to win, but he deserves it.
He deserves it, but it wasn't entertaining. But yes, I agree with you. Oh my God, there was somebody in the comments who was like, hey, I think that you're taking the I don't want to look like a bitch thing a little bit too far. It's like, what?
Wait,
somebody in the comments that you posted the reel of me saying something about Colton has internalized homophobia, and one of the things he says, I don't want to look like a bitch. And somebody was like, yeah, Colton's garbage, but I say you don't want to look like a bitch all the time. Like, I was like, yeah, people have their opinions.
I think actually I said that exact phrase in like last week's podcast, like naturally, and we just skimmed right over it.
We did.
So that's a fair argument,
but
I guess.
You are a bitch.
What do you want to be?
All right, well, go get ready because you got to come over here before we can go to the thing.
Yeah, I'll hop on.
I don't think you need to put a second face of makeup on. Just come over.
No. I just might wipe off some of it.
Okay. All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye. Love you guys.